Welcome to Richard Scale Modelling. For my next build, I'm building this F84 ThunderJet by HobbyBoss. Now this is a snap together kit, so it's quite a simple kit to do, but as you can see it's got very interesting markings, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to do this one. So in the box we have, I'll go through the instruction in a moment. This is the kit itself, so as you can see it's almost all fully formed. I've quickly gone through this, and as you can see, it's going to be a really easy build for me just to snap together. There's not much in the way of screws. Just got the side compartments there, tail fin, some of the landing gear, and a little bit for the cockpit. So that's that. And of course we've got the canopy there as well. The decals, so you can see they're quite extensive decals, but this kit's more for the younger market, so they're not expecting you to paint all this sort of stuff on. So they've given you the full decals for it, which is really good. There's some quite small ones here as well, which I'll be challenging to put on for the younger modeler. And the instructions, I think this is where the kit falls down. This is the instructions. They're not 100% clear. I know it's only a snap kit, but I think they could have been better. And on the back we have different variants. So this is the one I'll probably do, even though I do like the chevrons for that. But that's quite striking, so I shall do this one. So I'll go and get this washed up and we'll jump into it. So I'm starting off with the canopy this time, and I'm using 99 aluminium, and this is going to be the main colour for the entire aircraft. So I'm not using any masking tape, I'm just doing it freehand. And once I painted it, I'm just using my cocktail stick to go over the canopy and getting rid of any areas where I've gone over the line. For the cockpit, I'm painting it in Tamiya's XF71 cockpit green. Onto the instrument panel now, and I'm using a paint mix of 91 steel 10% and 07 black 90% by Revel Aquacolor. I'm also using the same colour for the top of the cockpit, so we're behind the pilot seat and in front of the instrument panel. Revel Aquacolor 82 Dark Earth. This is for the seat for the pilot, particularly the cushions. The instrument panel doesn't have any decals, so first of all I'm using 301 white silk, and then 34 Italian red, and lastly 12 yellow. And these are just all little dots around about the instrument panel, just to give it something to look into. That's not painted in any accuracy whatsoever, it's just little dots to have a look at. The flash on the nose is 361 olive green, and as you can see there, I've used a little bit of masking tape to get my straight line. I'm just cutting out a little hole here for the display stand, so it's just a little slat really to hold the stem of the display stand. And before I go any further, I'm just going to be painting the paint next to the green flash. So that is the main colour, 99 aluminium, and the reason why I'm doing that now is just so that I've got a little bit more ease and room to place masking tape before everything goes on. Now the cockpit components are dry, it's time to put them together. There's a tiny little headrest that has to be attached to the seat first of all. And now it's time to put the instrument panel inside the cockpit. There is little location points right at the bottom there, so it's quite easy to place in. The control stick is next, and that goes just in front of the instrument panel. As you can see, it's a simple cockpit, there's not a lot to do in it, just these three components going in. Then it's on to using my Formula 560 canopy glue, and once I've got a nice amount on there, it's a simple case of fitting the actual canopy. It went on very easily. And of course, if you've got any excess, just wipe it off. F71 cockpit. Green is the colour I'm using for the entire interior. So this is the landing bay compartments that I'm painting. I'm using a paint mix of 91 steel 95% and 95 bronze 5% as for the exhaust end of the jet. This is a colour I mixed up for a previous build that I'm just using up. And then it's back onto the interior green for the centre part of the wheels. So for the main assembly, this just clicks in together. You can cement it if you want. I did, just out of habit, but it doesn't really need any cement if you don't want to. Next is a couple of little side panels going on. You can see the 2 location points for these. For the tyres, I'm using black rubber shades tyre black by Life Colour, and that's a UA733. And while that's trying and carrying on with the build, so putting the other half of the fuel tanks on. I think they're fuel tanks anyway. And then the tails go in. Now remember, this is a snap kit, so you can't just push them in if you want. There's a series of little missiles to make up here. All you have to do is put the fin part of the missile on. I'm using Tamiya's Weather Master Series D and the burnt blue component, as well as the burnt red component, to apply the Scotch marks on the exhaust. Here I'm just placing in the forward gun. For the missiles, I'm using the paint mix once more, 95 bronze and 91 steel. Now I did originally paint these white, as you can see, but that was a mistake, so I changed the colour. And for the gun, it's the other colour mix on 91 steel and 07 black. And once the gun was painted, it was able to push on the remaining part of the nose cone. There's a couple of drop tabs that you have to make up, and they're just 2 halves pushed together. And they're getting painted in Revel Aquacolor 98 silver. It's on to paint in the whole kit now, and it's 99 aluminium, as I said before, for the main colour. It doesn't take long to paint the kit. It's quite a small kit, and the aluminium goes over very smoothly over a grey primer. And once the main body is painted, I can put on the exhaust. I'm using 34 Italian red for the 2 stabilisers at the back. It's time to fit the undercarriage now, but first of all I'm putting in the air brakes. So next I'm placing in the arms for the actual landing gear themselves. There's little location points once more inside these compartments. Then I'll be attaching the wheel, and lastly I'm placing on the covers as well. You're only needing tiny amounts of cement if you are going to be cementing this. The front landing gear is all in one piece. It's a little bit fragile, so be careful if you have this kit when you're placing it in. I'm testing the tanks here to see how well they fit, deciding whether I should put them on now or leave it until the decals. I do take them off in the end to put the decals on. Now it's time to put the decals on. As you can see, I've fast forwarded these up. Now this is where the build went very, very wrong. These decals were extremely difficult to put on. The quality just wasn't there, which is a shame for HobbyBoss, because generally the quality in decals are very, very good. These ones weren't. The big lettering, they all fell apart as I was moving them around. The ones I'm putting on here, they just all cracked and split apart, and they didn't really fit the area that they were designed to be on either. Overall, very poor, and it's made a model which is a really nice build into a nightmare. It was just shocking how bad they were. It's not really getting picked up on the camera, unfortunately, but they are bad. So I've left these decals overnight to dry and to see how they looked. I had a look this morning, and this is what I was left with. Where I'm pointing out, this is where they've all cracked and split apart on both sides. some of them are peeling off as well, just at the touch. The the ones at the tail fin there, they just started coming apart. Now, maybe it was me, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the quality of the decal. I used microsole, as I normally do, to place them. Maybe that thinned them down too much. I'm not sure. But either way, I'm going to have to fix this. So I've decided to paint over the top of them. So I'm using Rebel Aquacolor 350 Lufthansa Blue. Now, before anyone says anything, I know you're meant to remove the decals and start again. This is the wrong way to do it. But to be honest with you, at this point, I'm just fed up with the whole thing and want to try and get it looking something like it's meant to be before leaving it. I'll probably put it in the trash. That's how annoyed I am with the decals in the build. For the red, it's 34 Italian red. Now these colours I've chosen are slightly different shades to the actual decal, so I'm having to paint off over most of them. But it is sort of working, to be honest with you. I mean, the paint does look a little bit heavy, I'll give you that. But the decals made it look heavy as well. And as I said, it just wasn't prepared to strip it all down and restart the painting process. I just didn't want to do it for the circuit. Plus the fact I've got another one moustache anyway, so if I decide to do it again, I'll just paint the colour instead of using the decals. I completely forgot about the missiles. I'm just placing them in now. There's little location points, pre-drilled obviously because the snap kit, and they went in okay. So all that's left to do now is place the varnish on. So I'm using Pledge Clear Polish just as a light varnish. So that's the underside and the front done now. At the end of this video there'll be the normal slideshow and reveal. So in the meantime, if you haven't done it so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other videos. There's quite a lot on there now. I'm sure there'll be some subject matter that you'll be interested in. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified of my upcoming builds. Hit that like button and of course leave a comment. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.